viewers, you're watching Jungle Online TV, and I am your host, Mariam Kamara, and it's your Jungle podcast. And today I have a guest in the studios, but I wouldn't do anything just to let him say hi to you guys. Then we will get on to the conversation proper. Say hi to the guys.
Hi guys. This is Ebrima Jallow.
Yeah. Ebrima Jallow, where do you live?
I live in Abuko.
You live in Abuko.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's Ebrima Jallow. Anyway, I saw Ebrima post something on Facebook concerning him returning to America. So I thought it's something that's worth hearing. What exactly happened and how he came to the Gambia and why he want to return to the US. So Ebrima, I would want you to tell me how you went to the US.
I went to the US as a student. I went to the US with a student visa, and I was there for some time doing my studies and also doing different kind of work, different kind of gigs, including even working with aviation planes and Amazon delivery, and also PC refresh, changing computer devices or iMacs, sometimes install, move, add, configure devices. I do that too.
You do that too. Before you went to America, have you studied something in the Gambia?
Yes, I did. I was working before I went to America. I was working with Trust Bank Limited.
Before working with Trust Bank?
Yeah.
Which schools have you been to?
I went to St. Peter's Technical High School, and also Muslim High School, and also GTMI, Gambia School, GTMI at Canifing.
Okay. So after that?
After that, I was doing random gig freelancing sometimes until I got offer from Africell, from Hussein Diab, the current MD. Yeah, he called me, he emailed me himself to tell me to come over for an interview. And when I came for an interview, they gave me a job, and I was doing RIEG testing, switch engineering.
Okay.
Yeah, and roaming too. I was doing telecommunication, programming SIM cards for official subscribers.
Okay.
I was doing that until for like 4 to 5 months, and then I moved to Trust Bank Limited.
Can you remember the year you moved to Trust Bank?
I think 2007, 2008.
2008.
Okay. Yeah, I think 2008, April 2008, something like that, April 2008. Yeah, something like that.
So when you went to Trust Bank?
Yeah. So when I went to Trust Bank, I had better opportunities, better salary paid, better benefits. I was having health insurance, in even which I provided for my mom a health insurance, and myself also my insurance too. Sometimes I would take my mom to the hospital with my insurance, and she would not pay any dollars. It's just from the bank. The bank pays everything. So I had that opportunity to help out with the family, not only money, but with health insurance, which is very costly, for the company to give you health insurance. And then also I learned a lot from Trust Bank, because I was working with some consultant from Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah, they sometimes come in there, and then we work on projects, even the ATM machines. I used to fix the ATM machines. We were working on the ATM machines. The first time Trust Bank got the ATM machines, we were the first people to work with the ATM machines. Yeah, the ATM.
So how long have you served at
Trust Bank? About 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. 2008 to 2000. I think April 2008 to December 2010, something like that.
Yeah.
About 2-3 years. Yeah, and when I was at Trust Bank, I had an opportunity. I met an admission officer from America online. I sent my resume and my documents to her. She said I was qualified for an I-20. It does. How to call it again? For admission. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for admission.
Okay.
Into the school, into the college. Yeah. So I got admitted into that college, and they sent me an I-20, which I took to the embassy, the American embassy here, and they gave me a visa. Yeah, they gave me a visa, I think 3 to 4 years visa. This program was 2 years though, but they gave me, I think, 3 to 4 year visa. Yeah, to study in America.
Great.
So that's how I went to America, from having a study.
So meaning you resigned from your job?
Yes, I
and then traveled to America.
Traveled to America.
Instead of taking a study leave?
I actually took a study leave.
Okay.
I took a study leave. Interesting question. I took a study leave and I went to America. When I got back, I requested for the study leave information. They said no, it's not available. That the study leave had expired.
It has expired.
Yeah, it has expired.
Were you not corresponding with the bank when you left?
I used to correspond. I used to communicate with the bank. I used to correspond with the bank. But then, for some reason, my former boss, he retired. The senior people that I used to communicate with.
They all retired?
They all retired.
How many years did you spend there?
I spent, because it's been 10 years in
10
America.
years.
Yeah, in America. 10 years in America. A decade in America.
Wow.
I spent a decade in America.
Okay. So, when you went to America, what were you doing? You were studying and working at the same time?
Yes, studying and working at the same time, exactly. Studying and working. I will take different jobs, even quality control. I was a food plant, a chicken plant, a big chicken plant housewife. Warehouse.
Warehouse?
Yeah,
okay.
A big chicken warehouse at Hifna, Oklahoma. I used to go there to do quality control. I would test the temperature of the chickens inside the plant there.
Yeah.
And then I would put it on the tablet. They have tablets, like computer devices, tablets.
Yeah.
Then you punch in the information, the Fahrenheit or the Celsius, the temperature of the chicken. You put it on the tablet. And every pallet or every box, you have to check the chicken. And also the whole plant. You have to go around to see if there's a foreign object debris. That is like if there's a plastic or a human hair around the chicken, people accident do happen. Somebody can just off the mustache, and then some people don't put their face mask on. Their mustache or hair can fall into the chicken. We check all that. Also, people wear a proper mask. We also check that.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I also set tight combos, like big barrels of chickens. And I test them before they go to Mexico or they go out of the plant in America.
Okay.
And I used to sign documents.
It's like the company does more of exportation.
Yeah, more of exportation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you were doing that while going to school?
While going to school.
So have you finished your study?
Yes, I have finished my study. Well,
what were you studying by then?
A lot, because I was doing a management information system, an associate degree in management information system, and I graduated I think in December 2012. Yeah, that's when I graduated. I think 14th of December 2012. That's when I graduated.
So you have a degree?
Yes, I have a degree.
Are your papers with you?
Yes, my papers are with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a degree from Carl Albert State College in Porto, Oklahoma. Yeah, it's in Oklahoma.
Okay. So after studying, what did you do again? Did you plan to come back home or you stayed?
I planned to come back. I did plan to come back home, but then I didn't have the opportunity to come back home because even my family were telling me, what am I going to do at home?
At home.
So what am I going to do at home? I said I can just come and see what's there and what I can work with. They told me there's nothing here. Don't even bother yourself coming back home. Save that money, your travel fee, your expenses, or keep it or send it to us. We use it instead of you coming back. You see.
So were you married at that time? Like you have a wife in the Gambia or something?
No, at that time I wasn't married. I didn't have wife in the Gambia.
Okay.
Yeah, the wife, I just recently got wife last year in the Gambia.
In the Gambia?
Yeah, in the Gambia.
So when you decided to stay, what did you do?
I look for works, different kind of jobs, anything that's available within my region, my territory. Because where I was living, it was in a big city. It was a small town. Like you see in the movies, this old town where you see few old people and then college students only in the surrounding, in the stores or at Walmart. Yeah, it was a small town called Porto. Yeah, Porto. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Oklahoma. So I've been there. My whole school, I was in Porto throughout 2 years. I was in Porto, and I was doing different work. Sometimes there was a company that would call me to go check a network problem at a courthouse, like around the surrounding counties, the neighboring cities, the neighboring town. So I'll go around the neighboring towns to fix computer problems or network problems.
Okay. Okay.
And then in which I will get paid after fixing it or after troubleshooting it. If it's not able to be fixed, I will let them know, and then what they decide, then we do that. Sometimes if the device is damaged, defect, we can change the whole device or bring in a new whole device. Yeah, sometimes. So I learned a lot from there because I was with the experience I left in Gambia. When I went to America, I acquired more experience, especially in technology, through those people. The companies that used to give me work orders, they send me places where they have their clients and then they need services. I'll go and provide service for these clients. In return, they pay me. So they will hire me as a subcontractor while I go do their client services. So I used to make money through that, and I also learned a lot through that. My experience became broad through that, through just learning different new things and methodologies. Yeah. And also, when I'm not working, sometimes I'll go exercise, play basketball, or go for running, jogging, or drive a long distance. Sometimes I like that, driving long distances.
Long distance?
Sometimes I will drive from Oklahoma to Tulsa. Yeah, Tulsa, which is like about 2 to 3 hours drive.
Oh.
Yeah, Oklahoma City. I'll go to Oklahoma City sometimes. I will drive and go to Oklahoma
That's quite
City.
a drive.
Yeah, that's quite a drive.
Yeah, sure. So when you decided to stay and then you started doing petty jobs here and there, did you by any chance decide to further your education?
Yeah, I did, because those people, not in school, after completing the school, not in school, but through the documentations they send me, the informations they send me, the emails and their platforms, their websites, all of those login informations, through those dashboard, I was able to learn a lot of things. Sometimes they will give you tutorials on their clients. And then they give you a system where you go in with login details, you enter the login information, and then you see the tutoring with a video, or if it's a PDF document, or even a manual. Sometimes they will send you a manual, and then you look at the manual to see how that device is programmed, and then you can use that manual to reprogram that device or to rebuild it.
Yeah, it's more like you were not doing it to have papers, but instead to widen your capacity.
Yeah, widen my capacity.
Okay, good. So, by any chance, have you thought of settling down?
Settling down in America?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought of settling down, but at the earliest period, it was not something. It wasn't easy because even with the accent I had a strong accent at first.
Yeah, the Gambian accent.
The Gambian accent. So they used to laugh about that. So they used to make joke about that. Later, I had friends though, but they were not ready to settle down.
Okay.
Yeah, like get married.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then later, after the years in 2017, I met a lady who wanted to get married. Her name was Amy Sena. That was the one I was telling you about, the American wife that I married.
What's her name again?
Amy Sena.
Amy Sena.
Amy Sena. Shaner.
Okay. Amy Sena.
Amy Sena. Yeah. So when I met Amy in 2017, so she decided for us to get married. She in fact pushed me, to even get married. Intermarried. Yeah, intermarried.
Yeah, it's the mic. When you touch it, it makes noise.
It makes noise.
Yeah.
So when we got married in 2017, we moved in together. Yeah, we moved into her mom's place, because her mom lives in California too, and San Antonio.
Okay.
So in San Antonio, Amy was living alone with her friend.
So you left Oklahoma to go to California?
Yeah, I did at some point. Yeah, I left Oklahoma. But when I was in San Antonio, that's when I met Amy in Texas. When I moved, I was in this place, New York, before I moved to California. This is before I met Amy, before I went to California though.
Before you went to California?
Before I went to California.
So that was after how many years when you lived in the US?
That's was 2019 2020 when I went to California.
2019?
Yeah, 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, 2020. Around that time when I went to California.
Okay.
Because California and Washington State are close. They are close together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have my cousins in Washington State.
Okay.
So when I was coming there, I went through California and then to Washington State.
Okay. So when you went to California, you met Amy and you felt that
Yeah.
she's the one.
Amy, yeah. I felt she was the one when I met her. Yeah, I felt she was the one when I met her.
Yeah.
She was also really like into technology too and animal breeding.
Oh.
Like she has like 11 cats.
Oh.
Yeah, we have 11
So
cats.
you guys have something in common?
Yeah, we have something in common. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, we had something in common. And then she was also a lonely child whose parents, were just busy working in the Air Force. Mom was an air medic. Dad
Okay.
was also an air medic.
Okay.
They were busy in the force, working with the military.
Okay.
So Amy was left most of the time alone with the grandma, with her grandma. So she
Okay.
told me she spent most of her childhood with her grandma. So she didn't have that fatherly connection, closeness.
Parent care? Stuff?
Yeah, parents cares,
Okay.
yeah, with the mom or the dad. Because they were always traveling. The mom was US Air Force and the dad is US Air Force too.
Wow.
And when she introduced me to the parents, they were all say, "Oh wow, what does he want to do?" He said he wants to go to the Air Force. They say, "Oh wow, you should do that. You should do that." Because I was telling them I wanted to fly planes. I was
Okay.
passionate about flying planes. You see?
Yeah, you wanted to fly airplane, so
Yeah,
and your in-laws are
my
all
in-laws
over, so
all over.
yeah, there's a chance that
There's
you
a
could
chance
fly it
I
as
could
well.
fly, you see.
Okay. So when you settled down with Amy, then
Mm.
what happened? You continued with your studies and then your job, or what did you do? What happened again?
I continued doing my job and my studies and hustle, side hustles. Sometimes, I will take a work order, a job, and then I will go to the place of the job. Or sometimes she will drive me to go to the place and wait for me until I finish, or go to the house and then come back later and pick me up. Because we were sharing one car.
Okay.
That's our car though, by the way. Yeah.
She was driving you back and forth.
Yeah.
So were there any kids or something?
We had an adopted kid, her friend. Well, her friend had her friend, she had a baby with another man, in which she expresses that they were having it was just a one time thing, one night stand, and then she got pregnant.
Yeah.
And then the father is always absent. The father was never there for that kid. So when I met Amy, the baby was young, and I used to change the diapers, take care of that baby. And his name is Silas. He's a boy.
Oh, Silas?
Silas. He's growing now. He should be maybe around 6 to 7 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, since I left there. Should be around 6 to 7 years now. Silas, so I used to take care of Silas. I would change his diaper, give him food, banana or peanut butter sandwich. I'll make it for him to eat, and I'll play with him, and then I'll teach him stuff like kid stuff, kindergarten, with his tablets and stuff like that.
So you took care of him like your own?
Like my own. I took care of him like my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what changed? Because it's like you were having a proper life with Amy and things were going fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
What changed? What happened?
Something changed, which I cannot really tell exactly how it changed or when it changed. But when I left Texas, I went to New York. Like I know the friend, sometimes, she talks crazy stuff about me behind my back.
Amy's friend?
Amy's friend.
Okay.
Yeah, like maybe, just like crazy stuff, how
The same person whose kid you
I'm
taking care
of, yeah.
Okay.
Because he used to say crazy stuff about me behind my back. But that's okay though, I understand that aspect because she is jealous. That's why she was doing that. I know that. Yeah, she was just jealous because she used to see me and Amy are happy, but she's not happy. The husband is not there. The child is there, and when she goes to work, she has to leave the child with us. So you see, that's also the problem. But then taking care of help, even with that lady, I think some of the problem was caused by her. Yeah, because she used to cause problem between me and Amy.
Like what kind of problems?
Like if the cats poop around, she wouldn't care. She wouldn't even like clean it up. Like
The lady wouldn't care, or Amy wouldn't care?
The lady wouldn't care.
She lives with you guys?
And she lives
in the same flat?
In the same flat, in the same house.
Okay.
But that's on her though. I think she's just being like close-minded. That's just on her. But when I went to Washington, before I went to Washington, me and Amy were not getting along. Before I went to Washington, but that because she was frustrated too. Yeah, she was frustrated. Yeah, she was so frustrated, and I just don't understand. Sometimes she's moody, yeah, crazy things. Sometimes she will be fighting with her friend, and I have to come and separate them at the house. You see?
Wow.
It was crazy.
So you guys divorced, or what? What happened?
We didn't finally divorce, but right now it's like we are divorced, but we are not divorced.
Not fully divorced. Not legally divorced.
Not legally divorced. Yeah, not legally divorced.
Okay.
Because in the system we are still married, even though I don't see her on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat or social network.
Meaning you lost communication with Amy.
Yes, exactly.
How did that happen?
Before I went to Washington State, one time we had an argument, and I left the house. I myself left the house, and I went to my boys, and I stayed there for time just to cool down, because by then I was just tired of her, because rudeness. Because she turned out to be very rude later. Because I was thinking, okay, I'm helping her. I'm even doing this cat litter. I'll come and clean the cat poop for her, take care of all these 11 cats, and the dogs, and I'm doing all that. And I don't have enough time for myself. Yeah. And she was also needy. Like, she just turned out to be so needy, like needing everything, and also controlling.
Okay.
Like jealousy, jealousy controlling. Like, she wants to know everybody you're talking to, who is who, and all that.
Yeah, that's womanly anyway.
Yeah, I know. But she took it to another level though. Yeah. Even with people that, even at job, while job people will call me at job, she will think, okay, maybe, he's want to date these people.
Maybe you two, when you were talking on the phone, maybe you soften your voice, or you kind of sweet talk, so she'll get jealous.
Looks like you are a spread. Yeah.
Maybe, you never know.
Yeah,
sometimes when we hear our man talking to other women softly, or talking to somebody else softly, we tend to think, okay, maybe he's talking to somebody. I have to know who he's talking to.
True.
Yeah, I cannot let him do this to me. Yeah, so.
Yeah. You see, that's the problem.
Yeah. So when you went to Washington State, you stayed there?
Yeah, I stayed there, and I like Washington State.
So for how long have you guys been separated from when you left her house and then go to Washington State?
Okay, that would be 2020 to till now.
2020?
Yeah, 2020.
When did you leave the US?
2020 and 2021. I think December 2020 or January 2021.
You left her house?
I left her house before that.
You left the house and then went to Washington and came back to the Gambia. But it wasn't up to 1 year? The interval, was it?
It wasn't up to 1. It was close to an year though.
It was close to an year.
Yeah, it was close to an year.
Okay.
Because I left the house and I was in the same city in Texas, in San Antonio, with my friend Amadou Bari, who I used to work at Trust Bank.
Okay.
Because we used to be roommates. When we were in school, we used to be roommates.
Okay.
So when he heard about my problem with Amy, he told me, well, you can come here and cool off. It's not a problem. It's not a big deal, since this was being difficult. Because the cops used to come to the house.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.
There is a huge problem. So I needed
to
to create space, till everything cool off. So that's the reason why I left the house. I left the house, and then for when I was in with my boys, Amadou Bari, for some time. And then I said, told him, boy, I think I'm gonna go to Washington State because my cousins they are telling me about to come to Washington State and see what are the opportunities there, because with my background, maybe there are more opportunities. And that was it. There are more opportunities because in Washington State is where I got the general aviation license. General aviation meaning like plane pilot license. General aviation license.
You have your license with you?
I have it there in Washington State. Where they trained me, but I don't have it here with me. It was on the computer base. It was Lansing was in the computer.
So you cannot get that?
Not with here, like how I'm here. They cannot send me that information unless if I'm back, if I return back to that place.
If you return back.
If I return back to the US.
So why didn't you return back?
Because right now all the documents I have, all my papers are lost. Even the green card I had, that even though it's lost.
In the Gambia?
In the Gambia, yeah.
What brought you to the Gambia?
I was ill. I was sick for some time because I was at the military entrance processing station MEPS in Fort Sam, San Antonio. I was there and I was through the recruitment, and even I did my physical at Fort Sam, at MEPS at Fort Sam. I did my physical there. I even passed my physical. Well, after that, I got sick because my body was always cold and I was having fever, high fever all the time, and I just like malaria, just like
you were hallucinating too.
Yeah, sometimes I will hallucinate. And sometimes my body will just die off. Like my body will be frozen. Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. It will be frozen. Like I will feel so cold, like it's winter, while the sun is out. But I will feel cold, very cold. I wear something heavy. I wasn't feeling good though, so I said, let me come back to Gambia.
They couldn't help you over there?
They couldn't help me.
They tried?
They tried, they gave me medication, they took me even at the soldiers there at Fort Sam. They gave me some medications, but that couldn't help.
It couldn't change.
Yeah, it couldn't change it. Even in New York, I went to a hospital, Montefiore, and Montefiore itself, but then they couldn't help me. They checked me, they gave me pain, they just gave me painkillers to reduce the pain. They were just helping me to reduce the pain, but not the treatment.
Okay.
Because I used to have a back pain right here, my back. You see where I put my hand here?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. So it will spread, like the pain, like the nerves will be paining at my back.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I would do a hot massage, like the massage stones. I go to the Chinese and they put a massage stone on my back.
But it didn't change anything?
Yeah, that helps. It will change for like few hours, few moments, and then it will stop, or few days, and then it will stop, and it will come back again.
The pain will come back?
The pain will come. I was always in the constant pain, always in the constant pain, always.
Okay. So that's the reason why you came back to the Gambia?
Yes, I came back. This is the reason I came back to the Gambia.
So when did you come back?
2021? Yeah, 2021. Yeah.
So when you came back, what did you do?
I started going to, my mom started taking me to places like these Marabu places, the herbalist people. They will try to give me some roots, like they even gave me Xinjiang, the Xinjiang plant,
yeah,
to put it in a bottle and put water there and drink it. I tried all that, but that used to help though. But it will just cool down the nerves for some time.
And then the pain will come back.
The pain will come back.
So is it still going on, because it has been about 5 years?
Yeah, it has been about 5 years. Now it's kind of reduced to maybe like 25% less than it was maybe before. Yeah. It's less, but still I don't also sleep. I have problem with sleeping. Like
still
the sleep is still is a problem.
It's a problem.
Yeah, I don't sleep. Like if I tell you I sleep, I don't, because I don't realize the time I went off into deep sleep.
Sleep and the time you wake up.
And the time I wake up, because when I'm waking up, my eyes are still open as I went to bed. Like in the morning, Fajr, when they start to not a Fajr prayer, I will hear it. Even before the Fajr, I will hear it in the morning. I will hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't sleep, so that's the problem too. Like I have sleepless nights all the time. Even with my wife being here, in my Gambian wife. Even that, I still have sleep problem.
So when did you marry your wife in the Gambia?
Last year.
Last year?
Yeah, last year.
2024?
Yeah, 2024.
Okay. So since when you left the US, have you heard from your wife?
No, since I left the US, I haven't heard from my wife, my American wife. No, I haven't heard from
You didn't
her.
try to contact her?
I tried to contact her with everything that I had, every information I got from her, all the information. I tried that, but no reply, no response.
Any of her
Even the
friends?
email. No, the friends that I know, I couldn't get them on Facebook. I didn't see them on Facebook. Some people like Nina, who is Nina, I couldn't find her on Facebook.
What's her surname?
Nina was I forgot the last name though. I forgot her last name,
Right.
but her
Okay.
name is Nina. She's a friend of Envy too, but I'm not even able to get hold of her. And people like Enrique, I'm able to get hold of Enrique, or even Chad. I'm not able to get hold of Chad. Jennifer, I'm not able to get
Her
hold of them.
parents, have you tried?
Her parents, I even tried emailing her dad, but I'm not able to get a response. Like, I'm not able to get a response. I'm not able to get anyone who can get hold of her too. So that's the problem. That's why I said, let me write to the embassy here. I wrote to the embassy. When I wrote to the embassy, they wrote back. They told me to contact USCIS. And then I still went to the embassy, physically went to the embassy, physically present there. And then I told them, okay, this is my situation. I'm not able to get hold of my wife, and I'm married to an American citizen, but I'm not able to get hold of her, and I'm here, and I want to return back. They said I have to try my contact of my wife. They couldn't help.
So if you cannot reach your wife as an American citizen, you cannot go back.
I cannot go back unless I have a U.S. immigration lawyer. So that's what I posted about the U.S. immigration
You want
lawyer.
an immigration lawyer?
An immigration lawyer or an attorney.
Okay.
That will come between me and my wife, because the attorney or the immigration lawyer will act as the correspondent between me and my wife. The person will be able to interact and search my wife or my immigration documents.
Okay.
And then, he or she will find my wife information from there, because they have access to immigration documents than us, like me personally having access to that.
Okay.
And they have more power over authority, immigration officers, to access your document, your file, your case, than you individually, especially me in my case.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, that's why I said, let me ask for people around if they know of any U.S. immigration lawyer or a U.S. attorney who can help with my case, so I can return to the U.S. Because I'm not able to get a hold of my wife.
Okay.
So if I get an immigration officer who could process my documents and then get me my green card, that will be more beautiful than any other thing.
So what about your friends over there? They don't know your wife?
My friends, they know my wife, but they are afraid to go to the house and check for my wife, because they are afraid of maybe my wife can create a deportation in their case. They are afraid maybe my wife can call the cops on them. That's the problem. That's what they told me.
Okay.
My friends cannot even go to my wife to tell her that, okay, your husband is...
You don't remember her phone number?
No, because she changed her phone before. Yeah, the old number, I tried the old number. It's not working.
Okay.
She has a new number. The old number is not working.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
That's sad. So how did you lose your documents? Because you told me you had your documents, isn't it?
Yeah, I had it with me here. But for some time, I don't know, somebody probably went to my house and stole something, and then probably stole all my documents at my house.
So did you try to look for it or something?
Yeah, I tried to look for it at the house, and I checked everywhere, even on the couches. I checked like on the couch, on the seats.
Did you try to talk to the police or somebody?
Yeah, I tried
in case if somebody finds.
Yeah, I tried to talk to one guy. Yeah, if in case somebody finds it. His name was Mari, who fingerprinted me for my my ID card, my national ID card at the at this place, Bundum Immigration.
Okay.
That's where I got my ID. So Mari himself fingerprinted my fingerprints.
Have you consulted the media as well? Because
no, I haven't consulted the media. You're the only first person that I've contacted right now.
Okay, good. you should have done that, because at least they would be able to tell people that somebody so and so lost this and that, in case if you found it or something. Yeah.
True.
Okay. So, why do you want to return to the US?
Because here, even the job I was working with NetPage some time ago, couple of months ago. And before I started working with this NetPage company, the owner of NetPage, Simon Abraham, who told me all the sweet strawberries, and the chocolates. He threw all the chocolates on me, telling me that he wants to put me on top of things, and then like bring me in, like around management level, stuff like that. Not knowing he was just being selfishness. It was just doing it for selfishness, because he was just using me. Sometimes I do customer service, sometimes I do help desk ticketing, sometimes I do troubleshooting, technical support. So all these three things on one salary, less than $5,000. I was doing 3 jobs on $5,000 salary. And
so you left.
I was sick too. Remember I was telling you, the sickness is still there. So, and I did it until I almost fell off at the place there, at the NetPage. I can't even, with pipeline. I almost fell down because I was sick, and I was I was killing myself. I was ignoring that I was sick. I was ignoring my body, until one day I got there and I got blacked out. I fainted. But thank God I didn't fall on the ground. But I fainted, and I tried to find a chair, and I sat and I made some tea, and I started drinking my tablets, my medication.
So that's how you left there?
Yeah, that's the reason. After, because it continued for several days. I was doing it. It just continued for several, and then it comes every day. When I go to work, I get sick every day, until I told them I cannot come, until I'm gonna wait till I get my treatment right. When my body is right, my health is right, then I will come back to work for them.
So were you getting your salary when you went home?
No, I wasn't getting my salary.
You were given a leave or something?
They didn't give me a leave, but I talked to the management. What's the name of the guy again? Mr. Davo, Lamin Davo. Yeah, who's next to Simon.
Yeah.
So I told him, I explained the whole thing. He also saw my IDs before they got lost. My driver's license, my green card, and everything. He told me, okay, then now if you go to the embassy, they will just give you a visa. I told him, well, I hope so. But that was before I went to the embassy. And then he told me, okay, now I understand you are sick. That's the reason you left America and come. So because there was a person was from Gambia that I was sick. This is the thing, last year or year before last. They posted that I was sick in America, and I came back. Yeah. So he also understood that I was sick, and now I'm having trouble with my body, and I want to work, but I'm sick.
But you're sick.
Yeah, I'm sick. So that was the problem. That's the reason why I left NetPage. But it was on good terms too, because they understand. I used to go to work at 5 a.m. I would go at 5 a.m. and I would arrive there at 6 in the morning. After 6, like 6:20 or 6:10 or 6:30.
You're hardworking then?
Yeah, I was hardworking. And I'll make my tea, and then I'll go sit outside on the Malina, underneath the Malina tree.
Okay.
Opposite NetPage, outside. I'll sit there till 9 when they come in the morning. Then we start working. We start work until evening time, and then we close. Then I go to work. So I used to do a lot. I was killing myself doing all that, and I was sick, but I was just like keeping beer in mind that let me just do it. As far as I don't die, I will
just to keep up.
Just to keep up.
Yeah. Anyway, they're telling me that we don't have much time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hope I will have you in here again. So we would be able to have a conversation like this one.
Sure.
Yeah. So I would give you a chance to say bye to the viewers, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay. Thank you everyone for watching. This is Ebrima Jallow. This is my situation. Still I want to return back to America, because there's nothing for me in the Gambia to do. Even though I have my wife Fatou Mendy and my beautiful daughter Umi Jallow, but still, I want to do something. I want to achieve something, and I cannot do it. I cannot achieve it from here in Gambia. So that's why I have to go back to America and achieve that,
Okay.
and finish what I have, what I left, what I started, finish what I started in America.
Okay. Alright, guys, that was Ebrima Jallow, and thanks for watching. And please do not forget to subscribe in case if you didn't. Please like our shows anytime you watch them because that's what helps us. And please share it. Share it to your neighbors, your friends, your family members. And let's call it a day till I come your way some other time. Bye bye.